This guy's mold is a shit show anyway, so come on in. Welcome to another episode of The Ignorant Eye and the Overreact. I overreact the mold making videos. This ties into our Hand-ufacturing platform, and Kay has chosen some videos today for me. And this one is called How I Made a Silicone Copy of My Hand. Should we get started? I want to start without even starting the video. It looks like he has a good sense of humor, and but he's completely unorganized. Let's see how this goes. I think he's gonna crash.
Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I made a mold of my hand and cast it in silicone. We'll start by prepping the supplies. This is plaster bandage that I ripped into smaller segments so it's easier to work with.
No scissors?
I'm using body double silk silicone because it's skin safe and it releases from hair without having to put any special release agent on your hand.
Oh yeah. I would always put release agent on my hand, even with skin safe silicone. Some people are fuzzy, some people are not, but you want some release on your hand.
I'm measuring out equal amounts of part A and part B of the silicone. Luckily, it's different colors, so it helps you know when you've fully
Luckily.
mixed it. You don't have a lot of work time. I think it's about 5 minutes before it starts to thicken up. I put my hand in there to try to just
It's a
get
disaster.
silicone all over my fingers before I started pouring it everywhere.
So when you're doing body casting, doing it on yourself is not easy. That's for one. But this is pretty terrible.
Here I'm using a spatula and then I switch to just
What if he
putting
has
it
to
on with my
sneeze?
hand. Since it's skin safe, obviously you can use your hands to apply it.
Okay, so he had 2 dirty hands and now he just had 1 clean one go in there to put the bandage on. So there's a lot of stuff happening off camera here. I'm thinking it's not pretty.
Once the silicone is on, then you can start adding the plaster bandage. This is going to make sure that your mold doesn't get warped when you're trying to cast.
The problem is he's got his hand like this, but every time you turn your hand, your muscle structure in your hand is changing, and although it's an encased bit of silicone, there's some shifting that's happening. It's negligible, but you have to think about that with body casting. When you body cast, hold still.
Cast the final piece, because you could just use the silicone mold, but if it's sitting in a weird angle, the hand
Oh my
is
God.
gonna come out all weird. So I just added Vaseline to the edges of the plaster so that when I add the second half, it's gonna pop off. Because otherwise, if the plaster is one piece, you won't be able to get your hand out.
Hope you didn't have to go pee.
Taking the back off, taking the front part off, and I'm just.
Have you seen those? They have these kits called Cast-a-Cock, where they make these for people in the industry. Yeah.
Pushing my finger around to
Not
loosen
my
everything
thing.
inside of the silicone, and then pull my hand out.
Wow.
None of my hairs got stuck or
That's
anything
amazing.
without putting any release on my hand.
Don't listen to
The
that.
nice thing about silicone is you can just pull it out of your bucket and it's clean to use again. So this is the mold release that I used.
Oh, did you see that? He's holding it like this, looking at it, and he sprays the release in there, and all the release comes right back at his face. The thing about, I won't even,
To
why
spray
teach?
inside of the hand.
Why bother?
They say that you should spray it and then use a brush to kind of brush it around and then spray again. This is dragon skin silicone that I'm going to use to cast the final piece.
Little
It's
pigment.
translucent, so I'm tinting it to my base skin color.
Hey,
And now I'm adding colored flocking, which is
that color stays with you. You pinch it, that color's on your hands, and then you go to rinse it off, and then it goes into the pores, and then
like tiny little hairs.
I mean, what's the point of working with skin-safe materials if you're just going to jack your hand into all this other chemistry? I'm not giving him high marks with that. And yet he sounds so calm in the voice overlay, like, and then we do this, and then we do this. So I'm conflicted.
In red and white because it kind of looks like the capillaries and blood vessels in your hand. I over-tinted the A side so that when I added the B, it wasn't going to be super translucent, but you'll see that I should have made it a little more opaque.
Okay, Posh, you can.
It's a little too translucent for a hand.
This guy's mold is a shit show anyway, so come on in.
Bubbles. After it's set, I took the mold apart.
All he's missing is bottle caps
around
and duct tape.
To release all of the silicone and pulled it out. I did have a little bit of issue getting the hand out. Here
I like how it's like a crime scene. Afterwards, he just pulls all the plastic off the walls, wraps it up, and throws it away like you didn't see anything. Oh my God.
I just wanted to show that.
And he's mold making with a really expensive watch, right? Your Apple watches aren't cheap, are they? I wouldn't do that.
If you put a plastic sheet on top of your work area, it makes it very easy to clean up at the end, and you can just throw all that stuff away.
Yeah.
So here's the hand, and that's my hand that was cast.
So his hand is actually fatter because what happened is his mold didn't hold together. So when he poured the silicone inside, the mold spread apart and it created more volume inside of there. So he's got a fat hand if you were to hold it sideways like that. It's very common.
And you can see that they look pretty similar. Please like and subscribe, and in my next video I'm going to paint this hand so it looks even more realistic. Thanks, and have a good day.
So this is the hard part about watching someone do this, is you can have this guy who looks like a perfectly nice guy, but it's not about the guy at the moment. It's about his work. And his work is he accomplished what he said he was going to do. But this is the thing, where's the customer? If he has no customer, it's okay. He can show, hey, I made the hand, this is fine, this is great. But what I'm concerned about is if someone decided to follow his process and say they were going to do it with their kid, and then they teach this disaster protocol going forward, where's the guy saying, hey, this is just how I do it, and but this is what I want. Perfectly nice guy. Spend the weekend cleaning up your shop. This is a disaster. Talk about safety, please. And what are you going to do with this hand that matters? So you're going to paint it. I get it, it's a demo, but why aren't the really good people making molds? Like the Hollywood people. They're too damn busy. This is what happens on the internet, is the pros are too busy to make videos, so you get people that are making videos just to teach. And although it's great exposure, when you're working with chemistry, I harp on the safety issues a little bit here. So I'm glad that he made the video. But I wish there were other videos of hand casting. That's what we're gonna have to do, Kay. We're gonna have to do some hand casting. Yeah, there's so many ways to do it that are less intrusive, but they involve some other materials. So